Hey everybody, welcome to Cinema Red Pill. I'm Joel. I'm here with
Sharon
and Timothy.
And today we're reviewing Six Underground, latest masterpiece from Michael Bay. So Six Underground is it's a 2019, right?
Yes.
Yeah, it's a 2019 movie starring Ryan Reynolds and directed by Michael Bay. It was done for like $150 million on Netflix, the biggest budget movie to date. And it's basically, the story is basically this billionaire, I guess, is fed up with how things are going in the world. So he like deletes himself from existence. He fakes his death, and he like gets this group together of other people that fake their deaths. And the plot of the movie is basically them like running like this coup d'etat on this fictional Middle Eastern country. Is it Tagistan?
Tagistan.
Yeah, Tagistan. Yeah, it was it was hard to watch, and at first it's good. I didn't know it was Michael Bay at first, but when I realized like 20 minutes in, then I was like, okay, I like tried to forgive certain nuances that are specific to him. And for me personally, what I found interesting about it is, did you guys watch 13 Hours? It was like his last. It was like his last.
Yeah, the one done in Benghazi.
Yeah, in Benghazi. Yeah, so it's like yeah, he's still Michael Bay. He has a sort of half-baked philosophy on the way the world works. That's a little off-putting, but if you can get past that, there's still not much. It's like an average movie. But what struck me about this is that watching 13 Hours, I had the exact same vibe where I couldn't tell immediately it was a Michael Bay movie. And I feel like there's a way he's like trying to step away from his style a bit, but it's like he can't help himself. Because like even all the moments are trying to be sincere, but I could, at least like Ryan Reynolds seemed self-aware with like all his dialogue delivery. Because first of all, like the movie opens with like, is it like a 15-minute...
Yeah,
catches.
That just went on forever.
Yeah. That went on way too long. And the thing is that the movie is like rushing through these emotional beats. It's like, oh no, a guy's dead, I'm killing another guy. It's just like pa. And I don't know how I don't know who this movie is for. Like if I was to recommend anything, it's not the shittiest movie ever, but it's just average. It's like okay, it's forgettable. The script is really shit, but the visuals are good. The action is nice. It has some nice I like the snap kills. Those were fun. Yeah, but it's kind of like liking jump scares in a horror film.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah.
So like you see the first time you're like, oh shit, then it's like it's again and again and again. But I think that's the only thing I found really fun. Yeah, what do you guys think of the movie? Let's start with Timothy.
Okay, I just want to point out that first of all, even the movie it's directed by Michael Bay, but it's written by the guys who have written the two Deadpool films.
The
So
Deadpool
films.
Deadpool.
Yes.
Yeah, you're actually
The duo, right? So it's those guys, and you can tell that probably they came along to maybe write towards Ryan Reynolds' strengths with him being the main character. But the thing is, like, this movie was never going to ever be like a Ryan Reynolds film. The way it would embody something like Deadpool. It was always going to be a Michael Bay movie. And then you have that beginning, as you say, the whole catches, which takes forever and forever. Then at the end of that, a character dies, like a main character. And you're like, for what? You haven't been attached to him in any way. You haven't. Like it's just a useless use of death. You get just there's no point in that death. Like it doesn't draw you in any way emotionally. And again, I would say the concept was too far fetched. Like this guy who makes his fortune of, I think his fortune was from selling magnets.
Yes, like magnets.
Yeah, magnets. And then he erases his identity and he goes underground and starts this group where there are 6 people, and he was he one?
Yeah, he was number one.
Yeah, one, and they all have numbers.
Like the kids
and
next
they
door.
are now a group that has to take down all the bad guys in the world, and he's really a good guy standing up for all the good. He's a good guy trying to take down all the bad guys. Yet we know in the world the real bad guys are really the billionaires. So it's
By the way, like because they
there's
have
always
the whole-
trying to subvert that, but in the
Yeah,
truth,
but they
they
still don't
They
because
don't.
they have the whole thing of like, okay, this guy has 4 generals, but the real bad guy we want. But then this guy also says in the film, the Americans made me, the Russians armed me. But these guys aren't going for any Americans, any Russians. And you saw they like plotted their whole franchise in front of us. This is dictator number 1. It's like up to Bat 9. Man, which is the other thing with Netflix, I think I'll say, is they're really hungry for a franchise like Bright, and I think now this one, they're really trying to make like their core movie franchise that people will go for. So what did you think of the movie, Sharon? I really loved it.
It's really bad. Like, it's not even just bad. Like, I was full on offended by this film. Do you know, like, where I tried to look like, is there a world like this? Maybe if because they're like you were saying, the guy real tells them about how he's getting his money and everything, and his power is coming from Russia and America. But the film really puts it's saying that we are here, Americans coming to save the Tagistan people, and you guys, they go like the ending. I wish they had stuck to the fun stuff.
Yeah,
I wouldn't have cared.
Yeah,
be fun, be cool, but by the end they are real saying we came to save these people.
did something.
It's the most deeply white savior movie I have ever seen.
You see all those refugee porn shots?
It's so
Like,
funny.
oh my
And then I'm
God.
thinking, so Michael Bay is waiting for money to tell this
story.
about how much white people save people.
He's demanding a high
really
salary.
A 9-movie franchise of that shit.
fully offensive. Like there's no other way I can think about it. No, you guys, I don't know how you only take the fun.
You have to survival mechanism.
How you watch this and you just allow yourself to take that fun.
Yeah.
No, you guys,
So
no.
dumb.
No, it was no.
You should feel a bit insulted.
It's
No, very.
It is so insulting, and I don't even think he's not a press guy. He doesn't do press, so he's not able to be questioned like, "What are you doing?"
Of course, he'll never do a panel. He'll never do anything of it, which will expose him. Probably.
I make movies for 13-year-olds. You're not 13-year-olds. You don't get it. But I'm like, what? No, Bobby. No.
That is accurate. This is a very 13-year-old
It's a 13-year-old film, but you were like 50 anyway. But it's I don't know.
No, but like Michael Bay has a track record of sucking America's dick.
Yeah.
Like Pearl Harbor, Transformers, everything's like America's the most
America
awesome
is
thing.
great.
So even in this one where it's like, oh, we're subverting, it's like, no, Americans are still the solution. We have the vigilante Americans.
No, like he really doesn't have any understanding of like
It's
geopolitics.
tone deaf
of,
shit. So it has like this fake wokeness about it, the way it tries to talk about subverting, like, oh no, we understand how politics works. I know they're real bad guys, but yeah, that's also dangerous. That's what I'll agree. I felt offended by that particular thing of saying this is a good guy, this is a bad guy. You can never make.
Separate your good guys and bad guys.
And what sucked is that they also had a line in the movie where they're like addressing that directly. That there's like people that we can't touch because of this, and this. Now let me tell you who the real bad guy is. Okay, go for this. And it's the same exact guy. It makes no sense.
You know, a good practice is to, when you hate something so much, try to read about people who love it and try to find what did they love about it. They completely ignore it. They really stick to those shots you were talking about, like, oh, Michael Bay is having a blast. This is crazy. No, I don't know what. No,
like,
he takes a moment to not be crazy.
Yes.
And you, no. If he was crazy all the way through, if the entire film was that first block of minutes, I'd be like, yeah, Michael Bay is crazy. Nice. But he goes on to have a message of America is so great, guys. Nah.
So precious.
No, it's
I almost want this to make just enough money so I can see a sequel with an African dictator. That would be the pinnacle of all the shit. Yeah, that would be the pinnacle of like tone deafness. It would be perfect. Because I saw a Boko Haram reference in there somewhere.
Yes,
Like, hey,
Boko Haram
African girl children they rescue from the Boko Haram gangs. Man, that's the thing is that Michael Bay has been tone deaf for like a long minute.
Yeah, that's his
thing.
But like the last tone deaf movie I genuinely liked of his was Pain and Gain, which was tone deaf. Yeah, which was tone deaf because like it was based on a real event where like people got mugged and the people are still very much alive.
Yeah.
And he's putting his Michael Bayness on that story, but it's like it's so entertaining and it has like that undercurrent of like suppressed like gayness or something about it.
Pain and Gain. I've been scared to watch it. I was thinking I'm too, I don't want to use the word woke. I'm too overthink things.
Yes.
To the point that I can't see past things. But yesterday, just last night Pain and Gain was on TV and that movie makes sense.
Yeah.
First of all, because the characters are dumb and he knows they are dumb.
And they are horrible.
Even when they are being misogynistic as fuck, you know they are the kind of people who are misogynistic. You don't even for a doubt get any type of offense because you're like, they've set them up to be these kinds of people, so it makes sense for the film.
Yeah.
Here, like Bambi, no, he will no.
This is genuinely how the good guys of the world shit. Like.
Yeah, here the people are not down. They're not the kind of people who think they're saviors.
Yeah.
He's genuinely putting them forth as saviors.
Yeah.
So he has no past. Like no. I just refuse.
I would say the problem is that probably just his thing is like, okay, even if he made the film with that narrative, but like I just acknowledge like the various nuances
exactly
of like anything.
Yeah.
Whereas for him in like all his movies, it's either there's the Transformers on one side, the Decepticons on one side. Like, it's a movie of always extremes. You get there's the criminals, the good guys.
Yeah.
So that's just something which is like always there in his work, and it's probably always been like a flaw.
Yeah.
That has just always like there's no in between. It's always absolutes. In his
Exactly.
films.
Yeah.
But I guess also why this one fell because while you know what a Michael Bay movie is when you're like walking into it. Here, it's like the inclusion of the Deadpool writers might have done more harm than good for Michael Bay.
Michael Bay?
Yeah,
Okay.
because I feel like genuinely these guys were trying to say something in there and trying to have a sense of humor. Because there's something about Ryan Reynolds, which I wasn't sure for like the first 20 minutes. I'm like, is this movie self-aware? And are they like mocking the whole American pitch? Because it came off that way.
Yeah.
Because of Ryan Reynolds' delivery. Everything's just fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
He doesn't seem like he's taking it seriously
at all.
Or any of the characters, they're all like walking stereotypes of crazy shit. Then you still have that foundational Michael Bay script which says, this shit is legit happening how it's supposed to happen. So I don't know if secretly they snuck in their own shit, but I think the mix also didn't help it move well. Because I think Michael Bay really needs to go his full on Michael Bay. and then there you can take it as a Michael Bay.
As a Michael Bay film as opposed to
try to make a movie that
Michael Bay make a normal movie.
There's parts which I remember which were maybe a bit fun and super Michael Bay.
Yeah.
Like in the beginning when they're doing the chase, then they have this whole thing of, oh my god, we're about to knock a door.
Yeah, your baby.
Like, oh, no, and they're gonna knock a baby. Like that's harmless shit.
Yeah.
And that's actually fun. I really think that's really some 13-year-old shit which I can accept. But some things are like no.
And even that's like a common screenwriting thing.
Yeah.
You know, we've read Save the Cat.
Yeah.
That screenwriting thing where in the beginning to show someone's true character, you
Yeah.
have to show them like saving or being kind to something.
Yeah, the audience
and that's
like, those are good guys.
I don't think a director who has been in 20 years plus should be subscribed with such fundamentals of like screenwriting, like for real. It doesn't make sense.
Such fundamentals.
Such fundamental stuff for like guys who are doing short films and like beginning filmmakers, but you still bring that in like a film almost 20 plus years in the industry.
But I think it makes sense because I think like the style and the visuals like came first for him at least. I don't know what like the flow of it was, but it's like the script is just there for functionality. I need a basic thread to hold all my action scenes together.
Yeah, especially
and that's it.
especially that whole thing of like this guy is like a magnet.
Yeah.
Magnet. It's like even a play on words basically. A magnet basically. And there's that scene where like the show guy is levitating in air.
Yeah, that's
Of course,
dope.
that's
dope
something
shit.
you have to expect in every Michael Bay film. He would try and pull something off really cool.
Yeah.
At least with the action. So
Yeah.
that's something I really like. I don't think I'd seen that. Maybe you've seen like similar versions, like say in Inception, where the crib, the walls are shifting, you get and guys have to move on walls. But just in like the whole magnet thing, I don't think I'd seen it that much in films.
was
like
mostly
that.
nice.
No,
like,
I think was it in Spider-Man? Was there something of the sort in Spider-Man?
magnets.
Was it in Spider-Man?
No.
Okay,
No.
I'm sorry.
There was some
My bad.
other movie.
Yeah. Another weird thing is like even Michael Bay, like I was reading today and I was saying like the things he's most proud about in the film is like about how in the catcher scene they had like cars like speeding past like 800-year-old artifacts in the street like in Rome.
Oh man,
And
that's
stuff like
reminding me
that.
of
Now
that
like that's
scene.
the stuff that really gets like his blood going. Like he was saying, man, we drove a car past like this 800-year-old thing. I don't know how they let us drive past such stuff.
So that was legit.
It was
shit.
legit. Like that, like they're driving in I think Florence in Italy or Venice, one of those towns, and they're driving actually via real artifacts, things which are really old. And you'd never think someone would let someone bring their
that's-
carnage in that
That's why I
area.
got the
but-
strongest emotional reaction.
yeah,
man.
and even was saying like there's like a lot of priceless. To him, it was priceless. Like,
Yeah.
there's this footage, like this stuff happened in car chases around this historical stuff that probably might be lost on some audiences, but it's just interesting to see that that's what he really finds interesting.
That's cute.
Yeah, it's
good
cute.
to know
Yeah,
he
yes, he
cares
cares.
about
Like
Oh, he
it's
cares about
something about the
something,
film.
so
Yeah.
something.
Yeah.
But yeah, how do you guys feel about this as the next Fast and Furious, which was clearly trying to be?
Is he
In a
serious? He
sense.
plans to have like 7 underground, 8 underground, 9 underground. What's he's planning for a franchise of the underground?
I guess it could make sense because you could introduce a new like actor every single movie.
No,
I
I don't
suppose,
think it's
yeah.
had that much impact or anything at all for it to
But it-
continue.
But I mean, I've talked to people that actually genuinely enjoyed it.
Yes, and that's the
So
weird thing
that's the
because like
thing.
on social media, the week it came out, like that's how I knew about it.
Yeah.
Everyone was talking about Six Underground and
Yeah.
like, Ryan Reynolds and watch
But
this
the
movie.
thing is, in
Maybe
some
it's a
groups
hype
of
thing.
mine
But
that
the
are-
ratings are trash now. The critics' ratings.
But not even just the critics rating. There's some people who I know are really into this shit, but also
Yeah.
like this sucks. Some hardcore Michael Bay people are like this sucks. You know, like trying to process why does this
Yeah.
suck. That's when that article came up like, oh, they gave him too much money, so that's why this sucks.
sucks.
Like you know, people are really
Yes.
trying to process why
Yeah.
they did like this.
Yeah, big fans. of
Yeah,
Michael
like
Bay.
Yeah.
because even the critics go into Michael Bay knowing Michael Bay, so they don't treat him like he's
Yeah, you don't really
everything
put
else.
him
Yes.
Yeah.
auto or anything.
But no, Fast and Furious is dumb in a nice way.
No, you're very organized
It's-
in comparison.
Yeah. Speaking of, we're going to watch Bad Boys for Life after this. It was making me think of some of the ways that Fast and Furious works because it's so ridiculous and it doesn't stop.
Exactly,
The ridiculousness, and you get into the ridiculousness of it, and you're in it, you're like,
And at the
"Give
end,
me
it even makes so
more."
much sense.
Yes, that's
That's
how
the
it
thing
makes
is,
sense.
yeah.
This no,
Because
and
Fast
they
and Furious has the same like rushed emotional beats,
I
but you
know.
feel that shit.
feel you're like,
Like one family, one
You feel every loss. Yeah.
you're like shit.
and I like how they kept it within family. They don't like, let's go
Exactly.
save Tagistan. No,
You know how these guys also jazzing that family
I
jazz.
saw them.
No, and
They
I think-
made it a bit of an arc in that.
Yeah, and even I think maybe because it's more of a human thing now. Of course, there's all the action and all that, but we kind of understand the characters and the whole concept of family.
Yeah.
Whereas with like Six Underground, it's really going to take a while. Maybe the way Fast and Furious did, they make the first few and they don't really go that far. Then later on or something, but like the characters, I don't know. It's going to be really hard to like build a franchise. Yet people really don't feel
Need a
that
massive
much. You
overhaul.
get- yeah, because Fast and Furious didn't become a proper franchise. I think until like
5.
Furious 5. That's when it became a proper franchise.
They really.
Yeah, when people actually got really engaged in the characters and their stories and
Yeah.
the whole idea of families.
I hope we don't get more undergrounds. I'm not ready. I won't watch it. No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. I guess the last like brief thing. This movie kind of reminded me of The Boys as well, in its genuine setup. Except the difference with The Boys is they reinforce that.
First set up The Boys for Dual.
Oh yeah. The Boys is a series on Amazon. I think season 1 is out. Season 2 should be coming out this year or next year. And it's basically about this world where all the superheroes are like fucked up, supposed to be these paragons of justice. Then you have like these everyday Joes and mercenary types that come together to like take them down. And this one has that similar flow of like you have people fed up with the world and the system, and they like want to do stuff our way. But The Boys has like that nuance of reinforcing those people have psychological problems, and like it's more of like it's like the road to hell is paved with good intentions kind of thing. And I feel like this franchise has so much potential like that, because you could really play into the fact that these are crazy fucking humans and they're dropping like flies. You could basically have like a Suicide Squad almost type setup, but better. But yeah, that said, I don't really recommend Six Underground to any people.
But you've probably watched it.
Yeah.
It's the kind that barely escapes you. Like,
You have to see it. Somehow it will come on your radar. And you'll have to watch it.
Does anyone else have anything to add as Six Underground?
No.
Yeah, okay. That's our review. Netflix, wish you all the best. Keep giving all the creatives money and creative freedom. Very up for that. Hoping even that there's usually it's mostly misses, but there's a few hits in there that happen sometimes. So I guess keep going till you find your voice.
Spend your money better.
That's the whole thing. Because the money isn't the issue; it's just where they put it now. But anyway, that was our review on Six Underground.
Next up we're going to talk about Bad Boys for Life, which was directed by the first two
were directed by Michael
films
Bay.
were directed by Michael Bay. This recent one was directed by
their directing duo. I don't know their full names, but they go professionally by Bilal and Adil. Hey. So that's like they're like a directing duo, like the Coen brothers also. So
we're talking about that next, so just keep listening.
Basically.
So we're now going to discuss Bad Boys for Life, which I would say is the most recent film we have done. Yes, it's 2020. It's the first 2020 film we have done.
First 2020
Oh my God!
Yes, and I'm sure pretty much everyone who listens to this has probably watched Bad Boys, at least one of the two films, both, or at least has an understanding of Bad Boys and really what it means for most film goers here, especially in Uganda, because a lot of us grew up with that film. So Bad Boys, I'd have to introduce it as we catch up again with two characters. They come back again. The characters played by Martin Lawrence, Samuel Smith, Mike Lowry, and Marcus Burnett. So this time the movie begins with like a whole sequence, and it's really it looks like a chase sequence. I think they're overspeeding and they're being chased by the police. But then at the end of the sequence, we kind of realize the character played by Martin Lawrence is really going to the hospital to be there for the birth of his grandkid. And I think that kind of sets up a lot of what the film is about. It's kind of like about these. In the first two Bad Boy films, they were really young men. And like they don't care about the mortality or anything of that. But then in this film, they're kind of like accepting their mortality. They're getting older. And they think about family and all that. So there's a bit more heart to it. So in this film we basically see that there's a criminal who escapes from prison. She's a female Mexican from the cartel. She escapes from prison and she has come back with a hit list of getting rid of everyone who put her in jail. And the last person on the list is Mike Lowry, played by Will Smith, and of course that is explained later in the film. There's also another character who is the hitman, who happens to be the son of this main, the villain. The chick who is the villain. And also we learn more about him later as the film goes on. So I think that's probably a rough outline of the film.
Yeah.
So Joel, you haven't seen it yet.
No, I haven't.
Yeah, but Sharon, you've seen it.
Yes.
Yeah. So what do you think about Bad Boys for Life?
I want to hear your thoughts first.
Okay, my thoughts.
Yeah.
I actually liked the film. I was shocked. It's one of those movies I was really going to wait till it comes out on soft copy or something, and I watched it. I really wasn't going to go to the cinema.
Joel has
Yes.
seen
Yes. Joel has no interest. But anyway, I watched this film, and as I said from the beginning, you kind of see that it's no longer because again they've changed the direction. It's not Michael Bay anymore.
Yeah.
So they try to infuse like a bit more of heart. These guys aren't the young, brash guys they were when they were starting out. They're now older men, and they're kind of trying to deal with their own mortality. So in the beginning, we see that whole the whole sequence. Martin Norris goes, and we later learn that his daughter gave birth, and there's another appearance by Reggie.
Oh,
Reggie,
wow.
the guy in earlier movies. There's that iconic scene where
Yeah,
they bully him at the
shows
door.
up,
So Reggie's like they're older and everything, which is really cool. And eventually, we kind of like see them build. Like they show their dynamic. Like one character really wants to retire, Martin Lawrence, whereas Will Smith he wants to go on. And there's. Are we going to spoil in this episode?
Yeah, we
We're
are.
going to spoil. Okay. Yeah, Will Smith is basically, as I said earlier, there's a villain who wants to take him out because he put her in prison. So early in the movie, he's shot. Like there's a whole drive-by shooting sequence. So that kind of drives Will Smith the whole movie. Like he wants to actually get revenge on whoever put the hit out on him. Whereas they show this scene after he has been shot. Martin Lawrence is praying to God and he's like, man, if you let's save this guy, I'll put no more violence in this world. So when Will Smith comes out and everything of the coma, whatever he was in after a while, he's still in a wheelchair and everything. Then Martin Lawrence has given up on the whole policing job. He basically retired.
Yeah.
So we kind of see the back and forth. Like Will Smith wants his partner, who he has always been his ride or die guy, the Bad Boys, to come with him, but really Martin Lawrence is not about that life. He's really about babysitting his grandson and all that. So there's that way they deal with like their own mortality. It's no longer like it's not about the explosions. It's really like there's an old men and they just try to come to terms with like the life they've been living and what they want for themselves in the future, which I found really, really interesting and a great addition to this. Yeah. So, Sharon, what did you think about?
So I don't have an attachment to the Bad Boys series. So when I started it, I was like, why am I watching this? For the podcast, of course. But then I was like, do I need to watch this? I was really, really doubting myself. And in the beginning, there's a lot of setup. Then they're being bad boys. Like, and the thing with films like this, I don't know. There's the thing that kept running through my mind. They're just okay. This film was really just okay for me.
Okay.
The funny bits came on afterwards, but it for me, I just found it just okay. And the good thing is there were some good laughter moments. So in the cinema, I'm hoping to have those kinds of moments, which was nice. But it has that thing, that studio thing. Like you will see these are studio film. These are studio characters.
Very polished and
like
everything.
It's so polished. They know the beats. They market. What do they do? They test.
Test audience.
Test audiences. They test audience this, and they know how this and that.
They know the numbers.
Yes. And I think the exciting moments for me, let me say, Michael Bay has a cameo.
Yeah.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
That's
I
cool.
could have.
Okay, that's
Yes,
I'm
yes,
like,
he has a cameo.
what? This is actually cool.
That's dope.
I laughed and died.
Yeah.
Then they introduced this female character. First of all, Gabrielle Union doesn't come back.
Oh shit, man.
Yeah, that's kind of sad.
Yeah.
They introduced this new character. I was like, oh no, don't fuck her up. So now me, I be scared. I'm like, what has the studio thought is the right way? Because they also do corporate feminism for people a lot in films. I'm like, fuck. I mean, already those are my sensations throughout the film. Vanessa Hudgens is in this film for some reason. It's extremely random. I questioned if she was the one.
Like she was really playing a supporting role. That was
okay. Really fun. Martin Lawrence's scenes were really, really hilarious.
I know.
However, the thing that I realized about Martin Lawrence, this is something I read somewhere, is that in the beginning of the Bad Boys franchise, Martin Lawrence was more popular than Will Smith.
Yeah.
So in the beginning, it was Martin Lawrence and Will Smith. Now it's Will Smith and Martin Lawrence. And back then, his character wasn't the way he was now. It was one of the reasons I was thinking maybe I should have watched before, because here he's
definitely older.
He's old. He looks older. He looks bigger. He
acts
has
older.
really aged. So they ride into it, and then I don't know. It made for some really good comedic moments, but I was really thrown off on what they did with it, because I remember both of them being bad boys.
Yeah.
But then, even though they set it up that way for him to not want to come back, even when he comes back, he's not a bad boy. Is what was really throwing me off for a bit. And I realized how much, Will Smith is the man this time.
Now,
and they really make it be known that Will Smith is the man this time.
Yeah.
The only other thing I would point out is the witch. So,
Okay.
I was excited they had a witch.
Okay.
And because it's like mainstreaming witches. But they don't really mainstream witches. She's not really a factor. She's a factor in his words. I like the part where he's like, she made me like, I started doing like real making.
She made me Mike Lowry.
She made me like, she made Mike Lowry, which was nice.
And then the guy was like, that's why he dressed like a gangster.
Like a gangster. It was very cool. But I wished I'd seen more of her witchiness. I wish, because they were not addressing it as, they were kind of respecting the witchiness. They weren't acting like it was actually nice.
Yes, and in the beginning it was actually scary. Because you'd think like, she has these powers of some sort, she can conjure up stuff, then they really don't push that much into it later on.
Yeah. I don't know, maybe if they'd pushed much into it, it would be a bit too weird. But I don't know, I wanted some more witchiness. She spends a short time, which was nice. I liked one of the characters. They had a tech guy, and usually the people are trying to transform the tech guy. Yeah. Because for a long time it's been
Bill Gates looking type.
Then they started making it a girl. They're like, ooh, a woman who's in tech. Ooh, surprise!
Yeah.
But now their surprise this time was a buff guy.
Okay, that's
buff guy is a tech guy. I really like that.
And it was really weird because I'm sure most people recognize that guy from like Vikings. I think that's the thing.
Oh, that's where he's from.
The guy, the son, Ragnar's like oldest son. That guy, Bjorn, yeah. So he's there playing like this really sensitive buff guy.
That's funny.
You get so. Yeah. Anyway, so what else would I want to point out about this? We're going into plot.
I wanted to ask, those directors, was it their debut film? I remember watching some behind the scenes stuff.
Okay, they have done a few films. I think the film that I've probably seen around is some film called Images. But they've done a few low budget films that are acclaimed. They're not really like mainstream. Yeah. And even for them to get that film, it's because Michael Bay and Will Smith can't be in the same film. Because of their salaries, it just makes the project impossible to do.
I didn't know that.
Exactly. That's why Michael Bay. That was his reason. That was his reason for not coming back. He was like, they can't afford my salary and Will Smith's anymore. Like when he did it, Will Smith was still coming up. But now Michael Bay is going to command a big salary. Will Smith a big one. I was like, nah.
Okay.
Yeah. So it took a while. Like it went through that whole pre-production hell where they're trying to get it made, but until I think they found this duo, I don't know how much they did it for, but they did a good job. Because even those very interesting parts with Michael Bay not doing it, where they actually tried to subvert his particular style. Like that scene, like there's that opening scene when they show them driving up and they park into the lane and everything. Then that shot where they kind of like drag from Will Smith's like the driver's side, you drag along the bonnet of the car. Of course, you have to show that beautiful logo up to this side. But as they're doing it, like there'll be a scene where Martin Lawrence will like knock the door into a fire hydrant. You get it? So it just kills that whole the momentum of all that stuff. There's even something else they did that I was like, this is a real play on my.
But they did the iconic scene, which is my sister recognized.
The one of going around spinning. They had to do it.
Oh my God.
This is Michael Bay.
That is the class. Even most people may not know it as a Michael Bay shot.
It's a Michael Bay shot.
They know it as a bad boy shot. There's that bad boy scene which is always shown of them standing up when the helicopters were over there. They used it in a very weird scene, but then they used it and it was very, you could notice everybody was recognizing.
It was very kind of classic bad boy.
Yes, that was nice.
And I think it was good because they brought it at a point where it was needed, and like the whole movie that been sort of like subverting these Michael Bay things until that key moment where they actually let it happen. So it It was kind of cool also.
And even in non-Michael Bayness, he doesn't end up with a girl.
Okay.
That's something that Michael Bay He always lets you get the girl and really fawn over her for a long time. I wanted to ask you about the main plot. This is super spoiler. It has a Star Wars plot. I am your father. Not really, but it's the father not knowing a son.
Yeah, and the son
was
not knowing
there.
the father.
The son not knowing the father. So they have that family plot. What did you think of that plot?
Like, I thought that one it was merely serving probably the future of the franchise.
Yes.
Because from the way you can see it, like Martin Lawrence already, man, the guy has slowed down, he has stopped out. Man.
Look, you already said on the
looks
poster,
like,
man.
you get it, so you can see they're trying to maybe build something away from him. But again, even as I said, they're trying to, because a key theme about like this movie was really like, what is Will Smith, Michael Lowry's future? Because you can already kind of see Martin Lawrence's future. Like, he already has the grandkids, the wife. He's sort of settled. Like, you can see where his life is going. Whereas Mike Lowry, you don't really see that.
Yeah.
So
And
the two films.
yes. So they're trying to like kind of, maybe they're trying to give him more purpose. Like, because even at the end of the film, of course, the son is actually the villain.
Yeah.
And in the end, there's that very scene which actually I liked, where he's like, he has been shot and they've dragged him out of this burning building, and then Will Smith tells this guy that whatever you've done, I know it won't be good in court, like you won't just get off, but I'm going to be there for you, get. So it's kind of like him now getting like a cause, like outside of just driving cars and like blowing up places, like he's now kind of getting more meaning to his life. Though again, I felt it was too easy. Like, it was a very easy thing to do, but maybe for the film, it works. It works, I think. They're just trying to give Mike Lowry some sort of, because even you have to know that even this film, Will Smith who produced it, as you said, like before, Martin Lawrence was the star. Yeah, but just this film happening is Will Smith, and probably they're trying to build on the fact that maybe Martin Lawrence isn't bankable. This was like probably one last joyride, and from there you have to now go with like Will Smith. I know it's sad to say,
but it never does that stuff in a long
I know
time,
it's just sad, but it is the way it is. So maybe that's how I saw it. Maybe they're trying to build, and again they're trying to maybe put some heart into like Mike Lowry and what he's all about. So, and that's stuff I really liked by the way about this film.
Yeah, it was actually nicely revealed. You couldn't really, I think when it's revealed, I recognized where they were trying to build it up, because he has a scene where they make it look,
and it's
the
third. It's like the final third of the film, I think.
Yes, they revealed it. It's nice. There's really, really good humor with Martin Lawrence about it. It was nice. And then there's a post-credit scene with him, so it's like an obvious thing that they do want a continuation out of it. It was good. It was not too much.
Yes, but it for me it definitely defied my expectations. Like,
That's good.
I really didn't think it was going to be anything I would enjoy, but I was like, I wouldn't mind actually watching this again. So,
that's true.
yeah.
One thing though, I'll first say the positive thing. There's a part in the film that I remember all the time. When Martin Lawrence is like on his sabbatical, on this whole thing where he's like not going.
Yeah.
He has a scene where he's watching a lot of TV and he's watching Telemundos with his people, and then there's a scene in the hospital where they've called him and he's trying to watch a Telemundo with these people, and then while he's on the phone, they were just about to shoot someone. There's twin brothers in the plot. Then they shoot someone. Then they were like, they shot the wrong twins. It was the most hilarious. Thing. And he was like, oh no, like it's actually bad that they shot the wrong twins. It's really, really funny.
For me, there was one particular scene which I think I was the only person who laughed. There were a few people in the cinema, but I laughed. Was where like I think the scene before where they go to the accountant's place. I think my parents is like, no, it's time for us to stop being bad boys and be good men. That's basically what I feel this film is about. They're trying in a way to be good men. They're from bad boys. They're trying to be good men.
I'd watch that sequel, Good Men.
Good men. When they're like in their 60s now.
The thing I was thinking, but it's not a fair criticism. When they tried, there's the part where they try to make us think Will Smith has died, but you also know that Will Smith has died.
It was very manipulated.
They made it go on for a bit longer than
Yeah.
we needed to. Like, yet we really know Smith kind
Yeah.
of died in
You
the
can't begin,
beginning.
yes.
Like, leave us. Like, look, do it. Play that thing
Yes.
for like 2 minutes.
2
tops.
minutes,
That's the
yeah.
amount of time you have. You can't
There's
play
no
it for
way.
10 minutes. I was so bored.
What was that thing? Was it that movie, The Other Guys, where like they bunked like The Rock and some
Samuel L.
Next days in the movie, they fucking died. That shit was funny as
Then you
fuck.
left to Luther and
Yeah, they just,
Huckleback.
the whole movie. Imagine they proper killed Will Smith in the beginning of the movie.
And I was actually shocked. I was like, how did I not hear about this?
Yeah.
Smith died in this movie.
Yeah,
Like, how am I hearing about this now?
That's
I was like,
funny.
guys can keep spoiling. Let's not share.
No chance.
Yeah, no
no
chance. They have to make that money.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
So that's all I have to say about it.
Yeah, but I think it was a fitting third film.
It was.
Yeah, because like the way it pays homage, even just like I think maybe I realized it now that Bad Boys, as much as it's a black movie, and even though they speak is like really black, they speak like in Ebonics and all that. But I think even just like Latino culture, like it's very much a black and Latino movie.
Yeah.
In a way, yeah, and it's set in Miami, I think.
Yeah, even the
Yes.
first two movies.
Yes,
were
so
like
they also
that, yeah.
so it's like it's
Yeah.
very much like a gem of like those two minorities
Very
probably in
much so.
America. And even for it to be made again was probably and it's like the highest grossing movie in a January ever.
That's true, because even the police force that they introduced has the main woman
Yes.
who he's attracted to
Yes,
is
is
Latino.
Latino, yes.
Vanessa Hudgens is Latino. There's a Asian American guy.
Yeah.
The only white
He's the
guy
captain.
is the captain.
Captain,
Yeah.
yes.
Oh, there's a really nice scene with the captain. I like what
Oh,
they did with the
yeah.
captain.
Yeah.
They do something nice.
I think should we spoil? No.
Leave one
Let's
can.
Let's leave that one. Let's leave one thing.
can even
One
look
thing.
for it.
Actually,
Yes.
very significantly
Oh,
nice
okay,
what they
nice.
do with you.
Yes.
Let's
Okay, that's-
watch the movie if you've been
Yes.
hearing up to now like Joseph, like Joel, like Joel. You'll see a good thing they do with the captain. He's really good. The captain and
Yes.
the buff guy.
Yeah.
It's actually very diverse.
Yeah.
Okay, that's nice.
Yeah, so I think that's it. Like besides maybe highlighting how it has like the record for like the highest grossing film in
Did so
January.
well, yeah.
Like January is
Yeah.
usually dry, but I think
Yeah,
guys went
January
out full
is
force for this.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, and the directors are directing another film. They gave them they're already doing another project.
Not Bad Boys, something
No,
different?
it's another. Is it? It may be like Beverly Hills Cop, one of those old
Hey.
movies, buddy things they're trying to do again, buddy cop movies.
Yeah.
So I think they're going to probably try and maybe reboot that. That might be their next
That's
thing.
cute.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
yeah, because Jerry Bruckheimer is actually serious. He's the one who produced Bad Boys, right?
Yeah.
He's really serious about being Beverly Hills Cop 4. So yeah.
Lot of
I
content.
know. So he's. Anyway, that's it. I think that would be my analysis of Bad Boy. It's worth a watch.
One,
If it's still in the cinema and you can watch it, good. If you can't, then watch it on your laptop.
Yeah,
It's worth
wait
it.
for the laptop.
Yeah.
It's okay to wait.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
if you can't, but then it has really been watched. The thing I realized how much it's been watched in UG is how much it was the top film.
Oh, nice.
Birds of Prey came out, like many things came, but then
Yeah.
Bad Boys was still
Yes.
at the top. It was still getting the top. So it's just this week that they put it down to 5:30 and 10 p.m. And that's
Yeah.
when
Yeah.
something else. But it has been going real well.
Yeah.
And I think when Will Smith, I think people just that era of like the 90s, probably when Ugandans came into a lot of like outside entertainment. It's
Yeah.
like
Fresh
Fresh Prince from there, like everyone just loves Will
Also,
Smith.
so-
Yes,
Oh, yeah.
Martin.
Yeah.
Watch Martin
So like it was
we had
definitely
an
going to
era
be a
when
big
we were
hit.
really consuming black
Yeah.
things.
So
Yeah.
much.
Eh.
So many obscure
Yes.
black
So
songs,
many
by the way.
black these days.
Like I remember they used to 227 like up until like,
Yeah.
Like I remember I was still young, but I was listening to 227 like on TV in
Yeah.
Uganda.
There was a black show called Sopranos. There was what? Sinbad. There's like so much. So much.
Yeah.
Things change too much, everything. Anyway. Close.
Okay, so I think that was our episode where we were basically discussing Six Underground by Michael Bay
Yeah.
and Bad Boys for Life, which is the third installment in a franchise begun by Michael Bay. Yeah. So that was our episode. My name is Timothy, and I'm here with
Joel?
Alright.
yeah, and that was our episode. Bye.
Bye.